Now, every 10 years, a gathering of Anglican bishops from over 165 countries takes place in what is called the Lambeth Conference, right here in the UK. Now, it was scheduled for this week, but like so many events, it's been postponed because of the pandemic. However, to ensure that Anglican churches and communities are supported, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, has announced a COVID-19 appeal, and it's called Together in Unity. So what's it all about? Well, let's find out. We're going to speak to Thabo Makgoba, the Anglican Archbishop of Cape Town in South Africa. Thank you very much for joining us, Archbishop. First off, how is it going to work?
Thank you, Nakisa. Let me support and welcome the initiative by Archbishop Justin Welby. South Africa is getting something from the IMF, and it is so wonderful that the church can also respond to those that will not benefit there. So how it's going to work through the Anglican Communion Fund, people in distress are going to apply for that. I mean, throughout the province in Southern Africa, we're in bad shape because of the corona virus and the various lockdowns. So, for example, Sudan has already applied for some of the fund. Even before it was launched, they've been given, and Bangladesh has applied. And so the Anglican Communion Fund has got a system that will distribute that fund. But it is really good news in the midst of bad news that coronavirus has imposed on many churches.
Have you got enough money, though? I mean, some of the figures we're hearing across many aspects of this pandemic are staggering. How much is this fund worth?
So far, there's 180,000 British pounds in the kitty, but I mean, we're hoping for the generosity of God's people as we help the poorest of the poor, like Sudan, like northern Mozambique, to run their creches, to run their preschools, to run their clinics, to run the health centers that are needed when the coronavirus is ravaging God's people. And it's not going to... Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say another aspect, of course, of this pandemic is the psychological impact it's had. And for somebody who's got a very strong faith, there must have been a lot of isolation that was felt by worshippers. So what sort of support have churches done to reach out?
Churches have actually got their counselors around to say, people are lonely, people are frightened, people don't know, some people are dying, and people are losing jobs. And now the churches, and through the South African Council of Churches, has pulled together their counselors in order to support those that are really frightened. I mean, you can imagine if you don't have the knowledge and your neighbors are dying, and you have the fear of stigma in telling that you are positive. So churches are going to be proactive and using their counselors to help those that may find themselves in this difficult spiritual and mental position due to COVID.
Okay, very quickly, I mean, I have had a look at your Twitter feed and your fund Twitter feed as well. And yeah, you do a lot of support, you offer a lot of condolences to the people lost. Interestingly, you are also voicing your support of wearing masks. Are people listening? And what do you think about reopening churches? Should it be done soon? Is it too soon?
I think we should be guided by the government. We should be guided by the health protocols, and we should be guided by where the hotspots are, where the churches can sanitize the whole church, can do communion in different kind, can stop the singing, can just listen to music, can stop hugging during the peace. It is possible to open, but we have to be careful because the sanctity of each parishioner is more important than rushing to open. But we miss and we long to reopen.
Indeed. Archbishop Thabo Makgoba, thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.